Gloucester, Massachusetts, nestled with its two harbors surrounding it. A working ocean still here. Surviving into the 21st century, doing much what it is known to have done since the 1620s. Windmills, not the old Dutch kind, which would have covered the shoreline 200 years ago, but the new carbon fiber kind, churn in the wind. And you can see the community's grown, but it's still doing what Gloucester's always done. So Gloucester's commercial fleet still provides quite a percentage of our fish. Gorton's Fish Company, located in Gloucester, being the great vehicle for the distribution of that fish. And what's cool about this community, built, nestled up against the sea, is that it's like so many American communities. It's a mixture of new and old. You got the windmills churning behind us, and then you got the variety of churches, steeples visible, Greek Orthodox and Catholic and original Congregationalist. And if you look at this harbor, you can see old ice houses and canneries and fairly old hotels dating from the 19th century. New England has always been tied to the sea. And there's no town in New England that's as connected to the sea as Gloucester, Massachusetts. I'm on the harbor walk right now, and you can see they've taken some time and they have created this beautiful series of parks that moves us down in front of the harbor that was first noticed in 1614 in one of those early voyages of exploration and discovery. I can't remember the name of the explorer, but he came down the coast and said, "Holy cow, this is a great harbor." And so here we are in Gloucester against a mackerel sky. So when you think about Gloucester, the most recognizable monument that's probably not to any kind of military event would be the Gloucester's Fisherman'sMonument here. They that go down to the sea in ships, 1623 to 1923. And this harbor park, first time I saw it, actually brought tears to my eyes. This is a monument to people doing what people do, trying to put food on their family's table, and a roof over the heads of their children. And you have their names. Unbelievable numbers and names that are engraven here on bronze tablets, greening against the elements. Unbelievable testimonial to these people and the occupation that they followed, which would be the maritime pursuits, whether you're talking about fishing or whaling or clamming, trawling, and all the various maritime pursuits here in bronze. We have their names. These are people that didn't come back from the sea. And if you take a look at these plaques, you'll notice that in some of the years, like, let's go over here to the Civil War. So we're looking at the dates that the Civil War is raging. So here's 1864, and during the year 1864, I'm not counting them, but I'm going to imagine that that's 60 or 70 community members from Gloucester died in accidents at sea that year. They went to sea and they never came home. It's an unbelievable testimonial to the power of the sea and the most dangerous job on the planet, which is going out and pursuing a maritime career and those wily beasts that I talk about on Fishing Historic Places called fish, which I do recreationally, but these people did it for a living. In all seriousness, we're just, many of us, most of us today are sports fishermen. These are people that are doing it for their life's work, their life's occupations. And you're seeing years here when there are unbelievably awful storms, hurricanes at a time when there was no NOAA and there was no weather forecasting like we have today. You'd sail out that harbor mouth beyond the bar and you never knew what you were sailing into. So here in Gloucester, they remember. And it's great that Gloucester is still working ocean. When you come here, it's not all she restaurants and vacation homes. It's people living their lives against the power of the North Atlantic. And the monument that we saw is a monument that sadly is still having names added to it. And after 1923, they needed a new monument. And you can see the names. Families sponsoring. You don't often think about the families left behind, whether they're left behind by the soldiers that go to war, or the sailors or loggers, the people that go out and do the primary activities, the miners that make the world roll. And the families, theirs is a lifetime of empty chairs on holidays. They've done a nice job capturing that sublime, awful ache here in Gloucester. These are some interesting ducks right here. They're feeding on fish, and I don't know what kind of ducks these are. I never see these guys in the summer. They're following a school of fish, and all of a sudden they're going to dive, and they're going to come up munching away. Now because oh, there they go. I didn't stay under that long. They must not have been successful. The lead duck out there, he seems to be on the school. He's got to have the appropriate certification from the state of Massachusetts. There's a DEP office right here in Gloucester. All the rust and the grunge and the crud and the guts and the dirt and the grime, and we're talking working ocean. That's what it means. 6,600 men went to sea, didn't come home, from Gloucester, Massachusetts. An awful toll. And yet the people here are very proud of the fact that this city fed the world during World War I and World War II, the great bloodbaths of the 20th century, the fight against fascism. These people fed the free world.